Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Um, Welcome to the broadcast, Angels in Politics. Remember, you are the news, and you are maturing quite well. You are growing into the lovely individual that you have set out to be, and you're on that path. And I'm in your corner. I'm your cheerleader. All right. Um, Welcome to the broadcast. I am the creative and artistic manifestation of Angels in Politics, so um, that is how I'm going to express myself at this moment. But for sure, first and foremost, before I get into it, have you had your dinner? Okay, so you're going to be eating soon. Me too. Like normally around 6:30, I normally go for it, but I had a later lunch and I had that juice this morning, that shake. So and I've really been drinking water. I had a slight, I wouldn't even call it headache. It was just a little pressure in my head. And when I was going on a run this morning, a guy who was outside like commented because I wear like this down jacket that I got from Decathlon years ago. But I wear a down jacket and it's like 90 degrees outside with a long sleeve. Um, I don't even know what it's called. Like those it's almost like a parachute type of outfit under you wear it to sweat, so it's like a sweatsuit. Maybe it might be what it's called. But when I think sweatsuit, I think like hoodie. I think like a hoodie and sweatpants. These are like sweat. This is like a plastic or something like that. It looks like a garbage bag. But I wear that and then a jacket. And I'm running outside in the morning, and the dude was like, "Yo, like, don't get dehydrated out here." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine," but maybe that was like one of those trigger things. Like, maybe I should drink more water. So, and I drink a fair amount of water. I'm not gonna say I do the most at it, but like, you know, definitely stay hydrated, and and the body needs water. So that's where I'm at right now. Wow, I see this like minivan out there, and it looks like something straight out of like '93. Um, that's my favorite year. So boom, yeah. So you've had your meal, you're getting into it. Um, you see the staircase in the back, right? Nice little vibe. Um, so yeah, boom. I wanted to like be pretty short today. I've I've been fairly active to say the least, and I say fairly active because it's all subjective. I would say what you might call a hard day's work may not be what I call it. So and vice versa. So I've just been trying to do what I can as far as the visuals and output and getting content to this to this family, to this unit, um, to this collection of individuals and spirits. You know, I really want to be in contact with the spirit, with the spiritual self, your emotional self, the social self, your higher self. Um, we'll break bread eventually. We'll touch eventually. Right now, with this COVID and everything being on lockdown, we can't really like move the way we want to move. But I'm allowing that time to be used in a purposeful way, an easeful, peaceful, purposeful way, so our lives can be, so we can focus more on harmonious living, establishing tranquility, uh, finding that equanimity between ourselves and our spiritual self, our subconscious and unconscious self with our higher self or our conscious self, the yin and the yang, the lunar and the solar, and the solar squads are coming. Loon feminine is coming. So I guess people like you might hear these terms and you've seen some of the earlier videos. It's like, what does he mean about the divine feminine and being the cheerleader of the divine feminine? And then that's going to be like the solar squad. And then he's like, well, what is the loon feminine and or loon feminine? Like it's French and you don't speak French, and you know, so the lunar energy is coming as well, and so much is pending, and a lot of it is still very loose, very abstract, very esoteric, very spread out, and the fun will be in connecting these pieces. The connective tissue will be the content, and each day I kind of am chipping away at piecing this together, or look at it as a canvas, and this is a portrait, and just adding a little bit of color, a little bit of texture today. The next day adds a little bit more, maybe another layer on this. Right now you see me I'm in front of the trees, but it's like the trees are behind me, the wind is blowing. I make sure that I spend some time every day, every morning, to get that sunlight, allow it to permeate through the vessel, just to get myself activated. Definitely, activate top down from the crown chakra all the way to the pineal gland, third eye chakra, mouth, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus, solar energy to the solar plexus. We know that's the second brain, so that's the food, that's what we consume, right? The sacral area, that's the creativity, that's the expression, that's the fluidity, that's the sexual energy, and below that, that's the root chakra, that's stability, that's the foundation, that's understanding, that's who you are. So yeah, I really want to talk to you about just trusting the process, right? Because today I did a live video, or a live stream, political connections live stream. Normally when I do political connections, I meet with somebody within, the environment, some artist, some visionary, some entrepreneur, somebody who is contributing or to this whole universal simulation, and they're self-actualizing. So I've met with QTV or Q5, who's a MC, a poet, a laureate, a writer, a mentor. I've met with Patty, and she's worked overseas, and she's been an educator, she's been a leader, she's been a savant, she's into the fitness, she's classically trained, and she spent time in Vienna, or spent years in Vienna, and learns German, and speaks German, all kind of things. I've talked to different people who are doing a number of things, and every person who I've talked to, whether it was Sandra, the first Political Connections episode, she's her own entrepreneur. She's out of Virginia Beach area. She does eyebrow tattoos, and she does nails and pedicures, manicures, the whole makeup thing, and she's just the one-stop shop, and I go to her for conversation as well as to make sure that my feet are somewhat presentable in these streets. But the commonality that I found with these individuals have been like the process. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own unique background information as far as how they got to where they got to, or what brought them to this place, and how they overcame adversity. But one of the continuing themes or reoccurring attributes that are being expressed has been the persistence, has been the diligence, has been truly like being able to surrender to God, and being aware that this is all a part of the universal plan. So making yourself or presenting yourself to be open, and allowing God to use you or utilize you as a vessel, as an instrument. Look at yourself as a cup, and you want to be as free as possible. You want to be as empty as possible, so God can pour into you, so the universe can pour into you. So every day your vessel is your cup is empty, so you can receive the gifts that are coming your way. You can receive the blessings that are bestowed upon you, that are being showered upon you. And shit, man, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I did this political connections video via Instagram and Facebook, and I was saying in it, it's like, yo, dude, like, I get it. A lot of people may not even really like understand like the things that I'm doing, because it's like, bro, like, there's nobody watching your shit. You know what I'm saying? You might have one person that, how they do in the live videos. If they're the first person, the only person in the live video, they want to go away, because it's like, You know, it may be a little too personal, a little too intimate, or they just don't get it. So it's like they came in midway, and you know, it's the whole thing. And I feel like a lot of people, whenever they are getting themselves off the ground, you know, you might be performing, or you might be putting out your creative work, or you might be starting your business, or you might just be starting your workout journey, right? Because that's a big thing. Health, wealth, and wellness is angels in politics. So you just might have just started your journey for your health, and you're starting your story, or you're starting your screenplay, and nobody's and I'm not gonna say nobody, because there are more people in your corner. They're just they're just hidden at this moment. You know, you haven't opened yourself up to really connect with them spiritually, because physically most people aren't going to stick their heads out, and that's just the nature of the beast. Like, nobody's going to advocate for you, or be in your corner until, and I'm not going to say nobody, maybe your close friends, maybe your mom or your dad, maybe not even them, but maybe somebody here and there who really loves you, supports you, and they're going to support you without, like, truly understanding what it is that you're doing, right? So whether you have a creative idea, a unique, novel concept, whether you're looking to start this business, or start on this journey of self-realizing or actualizing, or you're going on to this, you know, you're going off to learn this new skill, and you're going to get trained in this, and people are looking at you like, why are you leaving this? You just started this, and you were doing this before, and why is it always something new with you, and we don't get you? Why don't you find something stable? Why don't you settle down? Why don't you just relax? Why don't you just chill? Why don't you, like, not try to be some movie star or filmmaker or artist or songwriter, or, you know, superstar that travels the world and does yoga in the Himalayan mountains, and goes scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef, and goes paragliding in Rio de Janeiro? Like, why can't you just be like us and just, like, cool the fuck out, and like, stay at home and eat leftovers and watch, you know, cable television, and just do like what normal people do, and just hate their job, and just work 9 to 5, and live for the weekends, and get drunk off Bud Light and Coors Light, and eat hot dogs, you know, I mean, like, things of that nature. And I'm with all of those things. And I mean, I understand what it's like to do those things, right? Because, I mean, this is me. But understand, like, you might have something more for yourself, and that is a beautiful thing. Trust the process. It's not going to be overnight. The people that, whenever, like, I'm doing my videos, I'm aware, when I look up in the corner, 2 people are viewing, 1 person is viewing, nobody is viewing. You still keep going, you know. When you're putting your stuff out, you when you're going running in the morning, you might look at yourself on the scale when you come back and say, damn, like, my belly isn't going down. I'm still holding on to the Ross right now. I'm still having that pudge right now. You know, it's okay. Like, you keep going. You might feel like, I'm reading this book and it's taking me so long. You know, some people are going through books in a few days. I've been reading this same book for weeks, for months. You keep going, because that's the process. That's the process. That's how it's not about, it's not about the conclusion of the journey, because there's never going to be a conclusion. It's not about where you end up. It's about the process of getting there. It's about the day in and day out. It's that routine. It's the determination. It's the grit. It's the bravery. It's the humility. You have to humble yourself to say, like, I am going to fail. And not fail like, oh man, this is over. Like, you're gonna be bad at something because you're just trying it out. Like, you have to have the confidence and the humility to put yourself in an ecosystem, or put yourself in a department, or put yourself in a world of activity that you know nothing about. You've never shot videos before, but you're gonna do it, and you're gonna be pretty shitty at it, and it's okay. You've never made a song or made an album, but, like, you love music, and you're gonna and you that's what you're passionate about. And your first couple whatever songs are probably gonna be bad, really bad, and not bad like, oh, we hate them. It's like, nobody's gonna hear them, nobody's gonna know about them, and that's okay. There's gonna be hundreds of pictures that you draw, you sketch, and nobody will ever see them, for the most part, unless you put them out there, and they're probably not going to be well received. But you continue, and that's how you level up. So I just want to give that to you. Namaste. Namaskar.